Hey there, gold bugs and market watchers. Today we're diving into the hot topic that's shaking up the mining world. Grab your hard hats because we're heading to Mali, where the government's making big moves in the gold game. Mali, the land of gold. This West African nation is the continent's third largest gold producer, but lately it's been making headlines for all the wrong reasons. It's November the 11th, 2024, and Resolute Mining drops a bombshell. Their CEO and two executives have been detained in Mali, and the stock has nosedived 34%. Ouch. The recent detention of Resolute Mining's CEO Terence Holohan, along with two other executives, has raised significant concerns among investors and stakeholders in the Australian mining community. It was the 8th of November 2024 when Hologan and his colleagues were detained in a place called Bamako after meeting with the local mining and tax authorities. Resolute Mining stated that the claims against them are unsubstantiated and emphasised that they have adhered to all official processes regarding their operations in Mali. The company holds an 80% stake in the Syama gold mine, with the local Mali government owning the other 20%. Resolute Gold will no doubt be in damage control as it tries to work out where to go to from here. I think at the end of the day, we're going to see them pay whatever the Mali government requires of them, or at least some kind of negotiation to determine fair value for a new tax. They say their execs are being treated well, but let's be real. This is a major headache for Resolute Gold. I guess the big question now is, how will this play out? Will Mali ease up or double down? And what about other mining companies in the region and other countries in West Africa? We're in for some exciting times, and these are the risks involved in investing in West African gold mining companies. One thing's for sure. The gold game just got harder in Africa. It's not just about digging up gold anymore. It's about navigating a complex web of politics, regulations, and local demands. Let's take a look at the charts to see if there are any clues on whether this downward trajectory for Resolute Gold was a one-day wonder or whether there's something more in it. Okay, so we can see here the chart for Resolute Mining Limited, and we are looking at a long-term chart here. This is a monthly chart. Each candle's a month, and you can see we've got some real resistance at this mark here around the $2.20 area. I'll just mark that in on here. You'll get a sense of what I'm talking about when I put that in there. Okay, so that's it there. So there's that resistance, and we are a long way from getting to this point here. You can see we've had a couple of periods where we've had really strong lows and we've rebounded. We've had strong lows over here in, what's that, 2015, early 2015, we had some lows occurring. And of course, we had a rise, a really significant rise, right up through till August that year. That's a strong rally, only for it to roll over again down into the bottom end of 2022 November, where we saw lows in the range of 17.5 cents. Now, the low was formed there, and we turned ourselves around, and you can see we've headed higher since that time. Now, we will take a look at a weekly chart. We'll just zoom in on various time frames. So here's that rally from the low that we saw in October 2022. We've had a push up, a pullback, push up, and we've got a trend here of higher lows, but does it hold? It does just hold in this area here, and we keep going up. This breakout here was significant at the 50-cent mark. And we pushed on all the way through, and we got to a high here at 88.5 cents. Okay, so that's a pretty nice rally through there. Very impressive. But having a look at this, if I just zoom this out here, you can see that from that point it's been pretty much downhill. Okay, look at this big long red candle. All right, so that was triggered pretty much today. okay, the 11th of November. And let's hope on Remembrance Day we can remember Resolute Mining Limited. Let's look at the daily. Here's today's move. You can see that it's a pretty strong move down. And the question is, have we bottomed out, or is this the beginning of something bigger? Now, fundamentally, while this issue for Resolute Gold is unresolved, it's difficult to see that we're going to get any significant rally out of this. However, if it was to be resolved fairly quickly, we could see a significant turnaround. It really depends on what the terms of that agreement are with the Mali government and what they're prepared to tolerate. I have seen some comments on hot copper, for example, that this might be the end of the Syama gold mine. I'm not so sure. I don't think it's in the interests of the Mali government for it to simply stop producing gold. They need the revenue, and they need that mine up and running. So I think some kind of negotiation is likely to be the end result. What is interesting to me, though, purely from a technical analysis perspective, is that we've got this upward trend stretching from, I just need to get rid of this, stretching from October in 2022, which is around that 17-cent mark, as we mentioned earlier. And, you know, this green line wasn't put in until we got this low here. And that allowed me to join two lows, and it makes a trend line. Okay, so we're trending up here. We continue to trend up. Now we've also got, if we look further back, we've got this descending trending zone here that it's sort of hard to see because we've got the red and the green, but the green becomes more prominent down through here. Again, we can't make the trend line until we get this point here, which forms the high. I mean, you could have joined it up here, I suppose, but nevertheless, we broke through that. We get the high here. So this is now a point of resistance with a downtrend. Okay, and we hit it here and it pulls back, and eventually we punch through. Unsurprisingly, get a rally, pull back to the green line, and away we went again. So we've come back to the green zone. And in fact, you could argue that we've got an upward trending green zone, all right, heading in this direction, and we've got a downward trending green zone. And they're converging right at this point here. And if we zoom out, let's make that larger so we can see it. You can see that we're really right in both of these zones. So there is a chance, a probability that we're going to form a low somewhere in here. Okay. Now, again, that's not confirmed, and we would need to see more price action to confirm that. But it's certainly, you know, if this was resolved very quickly, this would provide an excellent opportunity to enter into Resolute Mining. Now, gold is a bit out of favour at the moment, but you know, how long will that last? We don't know. It's currently in a pullback. I'm hoping it'll find support soon, and if that times with the messing around that's going to go on in here, that could be very positive for Resolute Gold. Now, if not, you know, we'd be looking at coming down to this previous low here, and what's that, around the 32.5-cent mark. That would be my first stop. We've kind of got support down here. It's also over here. So that's going to offer some resistance. Okay. And worst case scenario, I guess, is the Syama gold mine closes and we find ourselves heading way back down here to these previous lows. So that's the risk you take. It's a risk no matter what, though. So that's Resolute Gold.